Okay, guys. So let's start the today's workshop, 2 hours workshop. And thank you for joining the today's call. Uh, First of all, I would like to tell you the agenda of the today's call. So probably you guys already went through the landing page and went through the agenda of the call, but I will just give you the overview, right? So what is the agenda of the today's call is today call is to understand how to start on Azure, what should be the learning path you should follow, and like what are the different tools are present in Azure, right? So we will learn about Azure Data Factory, Azure Data Lake, Azure Databricks, Azure Synapse Analytics, gain insight about it. Then how you should craft your course, right? What are the things, what are the projects which you can do, right? And then what are the certification you can do, what is the salary you can expect. We will cover everything, right? And I will ask everyone to please mute yourself, right? And if you have any question, I will give the chance in between to ask question as well, right? So don't worry about it. Okay, all right. So what's like how we should cover, right? So first of all, I will try to introduce myself. Then we will learn about why we should learn cloud, right? So what is the future of Azure, right? And which people should learn Azure, right? What is Azure in general, right? So we will learn about these things first. Then we will learn about what is the Azure data engineering toolkit, right? What is the toolkit of Azure data engineering that we will learn after that. Okay. Am I audible to everyone, guys? Somebody, people are typing that I'm not audible. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, Akash.
Okay, fine. Okay, and then we will see what are the projects which you can do in Azure, right? And then we will learn about what is the salary to expect and all those things, right? So let's.
Four have been lifted with 30 more to go. But those
Okay, so please mute yourself, guys, if you're joining the call. Okay, fine. So yeah, so let's start with the what is Azure in general, what is Azure cloud in general, and what is the future of Azure. Okay, so let's start with that first of all. Okay, so I am opening a new slide now. Okay, fine, guys. So first of all, let's understand why cloud is important and why we should learn cloud, right? Let's understand that. So if I think about the old days, I used to use CDs, pen drive, hard disk, right? But I no longer use them. Reason being, it is hard to maintain because if I purchase a CD or a hard disk, I need to maintain that particular CD and hard disk, right? And also at the same time, I need to upgrade my device. Suppose the storage is full, then I need to upgrade it. I need to maintain it, right? So if you think about it in very layman terms, it's hard to maintain, it's hard to secure, right? Upgrade also you need to handle by yourself. And if you want to share it with someone, so suppose if somebody came to me and asked that, Abhishek, can you share this particular photo or this particular data with me, then giving the handover to that particular person is also difficult, right? So suppose if I want to share something with a person who is there in USA, and if it is there in my own hard disk, right, it's very difficult to share with someone if I don't upload it somewhere and then share it across, right? That's basically, if you upload it somewhere and then share it across, you are basically using a cloud service, right? So that is why cloud is important. So cloud is entering to our day-to-day life if you see about it. So no, I don't feel so I just use any pen drive or a hard disk nowadays. and if I use it as well, I am very cautious that yeah, so it will be like corrupted and all of those things. Yeah, you are very concerned, so you don't maintain it nowadays, right? So if you see from a day-to-day perspective, nobody is using like suppose I don't use it, and I feel that in my surrounding people don't use the normal CDs pen drive, and same with the company, right? So that is why the cloud is important. Reason being, uh, it's basically the on-premise is it's the cloud is very easy to scale, right? And all the things will be handled by the cloud service provider. Data loss and recovery is very easy. Upgrade is very easy. It's easy to collaborate. Implementation is very easy, right? In the cloud, right? And everything will be handled by the cloud service provider. That is why the cloud is important nowadays, and the tools and technology which you used to use in the past days now getting very trendy, and now it's very trendy to learn those things in cloud, such as if you think about it, data engineer previously used to use like SSIS Informatica. Now they are also learning Azure cloud. Reason being, the importance of a cloud, it's very trendy. Everybody is switching, migrating the data to the cloud. That is where the cloud is important. Okay. Now if you think about the future of it, like there are many numerous articles about, like, let me open this slide. Okay, so sometimes people ask me that, hey, what's the future of Azure, right? So do you see the job market of Azure, right? Do you also see like what's in future, my job is secure if I learn Azure, right? So these are the question people ask me generally. So if you see the Azure market, right? So if you see the Azure market size, the cloud market size is 21%, right? It is growing in a faster speed. So AWS. So if you see the cloud market as of now, we have Azure, we have GCP, we have AWS, right? And AWS started very like in the beginning, so that is why they have a biggest market share. But when it comes to Azure, Azure always has an edge. Reason being, every company uses a Microsoft product, right? So suppose in my company, like we use Office, so we use like many of the product developed by VS Code. We use many of the product. Every company uses a Microsoft product. Okay, so it's very easy for Microsoft to market their product, right? So that is why Azure always has an edge. I am in this particular field from past 8 years, and then from the opportunity perspective, I never face a difficulty to switch a job neither in India nor abroad. Okay, I basically able to switch a job directly from India to Germany, and I can very easily do that. So when it comes to market size of the Azure, it has a very good market size, and it has a very good and a bright feature, right? A future, right? And then the job listing in also, if you just go to the LinkedIn and try to search about Azure data engineer job anywhere, right? You will easily get opening not only in India but also outside of India very easily, right? And also when it comes to innovation, and when it comes to AI and like the futuristic technology, Microsoft is heavily investing in chat GPT, which we all know nowadays, right? We use it in day-to-day purpose. So from the innovation perspective as well, Azure has a very good edge because they are investing highly in chat GPT and other things, right? And it pays you well as well at the same time. So suppose if you just consider the normal package of Azure data engineer, it has a very good pay scale as well. So yeah, so that is why it's basically trendy, it's important to learn, it's a very trendy and high paying skill set which you can learn. But anyways, we'll go through the job market and the salary expectation of it, like how much salary you can get across India, across like USA and Europe, in a detailed manner as well. It's just a slide which is telling you the importance of a cloud from different landscape, right? Okay, fine. Now, who should basically go and opt for Azure data engineering, right? So from when it comes to like, so suppose these are the common people who comes for like learning Azure, in Azure, particularly in Azure data engineering. These are the common people who comes for it, right? So when it comes to data analyst, they basically come and learn the Azure technology. When it comes to Power BI developer, they also come and learn the Azure data engineering, right? Many of the Informatica developers also come and learn the Azure cloud technology, because this is outdated technology now. SSIS developers also come and learn the Azure cloud technology, right? And then database administrators also come and learn the cloud technology, right? But beside these people, right, if you are from a Informatica background, sorry, from a marketing background, or from any sort of a domain which is not related, which is not technical, then also you can learn and do the Azure data engineering job. Okay, so that is achievable, that can be done by a dedicated amount of 2 months of 3 months amount of time. You can do that. Okay, so it's not like you cannot do it if you don't belong from these domains. These are the common domain who basically switch, right? But if you are from other domains, suppose if you are from marketing domain, and if you feel that I want a technical job because it pays you well and it has a good future, right? So you can anyways do that as well. You can come to the Azure cloud technology, and I have taught people from marketing background, from sales background, people who are working in a call center from scratch, learned Azure data engineering, and then able to switch their job. Okay, so that can be done, and that is achievable. Okay, when it comes to Power BI developers, they basically working on SQL or any sort of a dashboarding, and then if they learn the backend of it, they give it it gives them a edge. Guys, please mute yourself. Okay, so it gives them a edge. Okay, now when it comes to Informatica developers, they can relate their job from Azure data engineering, right? And then they can switch their job. One of my student, just Karan, uh, like got a 300% hike. He was an Informatica developer, learned the Azure data engineering completely end to end, and were able to switch a job. And he is working in the Coforge right now. So many of the Informatica developers also learn Azure and then able to switch a job, right? Then if you are from SSIS, I started teaching people from the SSIS background since the beginning, right? So I taught Akshay, Tanuja were there in the SSIS background, and then they learned the course and able to switch, right? I have taught people from the database administrator background as well, and they are able to switch. I have taught many people from data analyst background, and then they are also able to switch to Microsoft Azure Cloud. So if you are from this background, all of this background, you can ideally go and switch to Azure data engineering. And if you're not from this background, right, if you're not technical, if you're working in some other domain, then also switching to Azure data engineering is easy, and is like, I will not say easy, because you need 2 to 3 months dedicated amount of time to like learn the technology and then basically switch, right? So but it is doable, you can do it. Okay, you can do it, it is doable. All right, so we have covered about like whether what's the future of Azure, who should switch to Azure, right? So now let's also see about what will be your role when it comes to Azure data engineering, what you will do on day-to-day basis. We will learn, we will see that now in a very like in a short span of a time, and then we will do a Q&A of 5 to 10 minutes in which you guys can ask me the question with respect to whatever I told, and then we will touch upon the next topic, right? So as a Azure data engineer, what will be your role on day-to-day basis? What will be your role in day-to-day basis is extract, transform, and load. Okay, so this will be your job, right? What is this? So let's understand it in very layman terms. So suppose if I do have the data in my own computer, okay, I will not take any fancy word. Suppose if I have a data in my own computer, in my own on-premise computer, if I have a data, right? If in my own computer, if I have suppose sales data, suppose if I opened a grocery store, and in my grocery store I have a sales data, if I have customer data, if I have like a business unit data, if I have many data points, right? And like suppose I want to move all of this data to any sort of a cloud engine, right? So suppose if I just want to move the data to Azure cloud, just like you upload the data to Drive, right? I want to move the data to Azure cloud. Then after that, I want to combine all of this data, right? And I want to do the transformation on top of this data. Transformation as in, suppose if I want to find out the which business unit is performing best, I need to join this and this data, right? And then only I can do the transformation. So I will do some sort of a transformation by using some sort of a tool in Azure cloud, right? So it can be Azure Databricks, it can be Azure SQL, right? And it's completely okay if you don't know all of this tools and technology, but I'm just trying to give you a feel of it, right? And then after this, you basically want to do the dashboarding, because suppose I am a technical guy and somebody reached out to me that, yeah, I have a grocery store. Suppose my father has a grocery store, and then he said that, hey, can you help me to move the data to Azure cloud? And then I want a dashboard to be there so that I can understand all of this KPI, right? So I told my father that, yeah, basically I am a data engineer. I can help you out with this. You just tell me where your source is, and then I will help you to move the data to Azure cloud, and then I will help you to transform it. And then what you can do is you can just open this particular dashboard daily, and then you can understand all the KPI, such as which customer is age group of a customer, common age group of a customer, age group who is buying the product, right? And like different KPI, what is the sales, right? What is the sales and all of this. So basically, so yeah, so this is the common like common age group sales, right? All of this dashboarding you can understand. So what you have done over here, you have done the extract, transform, and load itself. How? Because you have extracted the data over here, you have extracted the data, right? You have extracted the data and moved the data from here to here, right? And then you have done the transformation. Then you have done the transformation here. And then after you have done the transformation, you have loaded this particular data point in the analysis services or in the Power BI. So you have done the extract, transformation, and then load. That is Azure data engineer job, is to do the extract, transform, and load, right? Now sometimes people are confused that, hey, do I need to learn the security of the whole infrastructure? No, you don't need to learn it, right? So you will not learn about security, networking, all of those things, because that is not a job of Azure data engineer. Should I care about the CI/CD implementation? No, right? So the CI/CD implementation will be done by the Azure DevOps engineer. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to learn those kind of a concept. You will get many tutors in the market. They say that, yeah, I will teach you CI/CD pipeline. They take 1 hour of a course, and then they will say that, yeah, you learned the CI/CD concept, but you cannot implement that by using CI/CD. So you don't need to care about the architecture things. So as you data engineer is not Azure architect. You will not design the architecture. People can take the suggestion from you, but you will not design the architecture. You can give the recommendation. Okay, you are not Azure admin to take the infra setup and all of those things. You are not basically a Azure DevOps engineer. So these are the things you don't need to learn. Okay, so many people will write in the job description that, hey, learn about networking, security, admin, DevOps, all of that, because company wants to like get a person who knows about everything. But if you are starting right now, you cannot focus on everything, right? You should be focused about the things which is very, very important, right? You shouldn't be worrying about the things which is less important, though these concepts are very important as well, but you should focus on what is important right now in the initial phase, instead of hovering about many things, right? So first is extract, transform, and load. Now in the transformation, you might need to learn about SQL, Python, some sort of a coding language. One language is enough, right? I am muting you, Akshay. Okay, fine. So that is what Azure data engineer will do on day-to-day basis: extract, transform, and load, right? So transform means like transformation of the data processing using Spark or SQL. All of those things will be the job of a Azure data engineer on day-to-day basis, right? Now this is about the why cloud is important, what is cloud, who who can learn cloud, and what will be the role of the Azure data engineer on day-to-day basis, right? So I have covered all of these topics. Now for 5 minutes, I will take questions. If you have any question with respect to whatever I have covered till now, you can ask me, and then we will come up with we will touch upon the next topic, right? So if you have any question till here, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, hi, Abhishek.
Yeah.
Suppose if I want a Azure data engineer, what is the required skills we need to learn? Like PySpark also is mandatory here.
Yeah, this is the next topic which I will cover. So yeah, so that I will cover. Like next topic is that itself. What are the tools, technology you need to learn to become as a data engineer? So please wait for it. I will answer that question in the next topic.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Okay, is anybody has any question?
No, bro.
I will give few more minutes to answer for who we just asked question.
Hello.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to ask about Azure Databricks. In Azure Databricks, the Spark SQL and normal SQL both are same, or syntax will be different?
Bit
Like where
different. Bit different.
we can't write the normal SQL queries in the Spark environment.
You can write the normal SQL query in the Spark environment, but here and there, very limited syntax change will be there, which you can easily understand. But you can write normal SQL in Databricks without any problem. But you don't need to learn the Spark SQL separately. You can basically use your normal SQL, write it over there. Here and there, few syntax changes will be there. Which you can understand it very, very in an easy manner. That won't be an issue for you.
Then
Uh,
why Many are using like Spark SQL, like
We
instead
call
of
it
normal.
a Spark SQL. Reason being, whenever you write a SQL query in Databricks, that calls a Spark API to do the transformation. So we call it as a Spark SQL, but you write a normal SQL over there itself.
It will also call this Spark. Like
We call it as a Spark SQL. Yes.
no. Actually, I want to ask like Spark
Yeah.
SQL and normal SQL are same or different?
Bit
Like
different.
normal
Bit
notebook.
different. Yeah. So
Okay.
that is what I'm telling you. Bit different. So suppose few syntax will be bit different, but it's not like totally different, right? So it's not like you need to learn Spark SQL. That's
Okay.
not there.
Okay.
Okay.
Because one of my friends is
Yeah.
using this project normal SQL. Like
Yeah.
he's new
So
to
you
Azure
can learn
database.
normal. You can just I started working with SQL, normal SQL database. Then I started with working with Spark SQL, but you can easily figure out that, right? It's very similar.
Actually, my project is about like store procs. Like all transformations are present in a store procs instead of this Spark environment.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, hi
Yeah.
Abhishek. I'm Ram from
Yeah.
Pune.
Yeah. Hi, Ram.
Yeah. Actually, I'm working on AWS environment
Mhm.
as a data engineer. So, something I have seen in the markets like lots of vacant for the Azure database right now.
Mhm.
So I'm a little bit confused. I need to change cloud services or not? Because
You are in AWS market right now, and you are saying that should I switch to Azure?
yes.
Um, so like I will not say that
Sorry.
AWS doesn't have a good market. AWS also has a good market. Now, if you want to do a multi-cloud data engineer, right? So you can anyways learn Azure as well, which gives you an
Yes.
edge to apply to the job, to apply to the different roles, right? It gives you an edge. So yeah, you can basically do that, but it's not necessary that you have to do it. But if your preference is to do the multi-cloud domain, so people sometimes learn Azure, GCP, and then they want to project as a multi-cloud data engineer. It's your preference ultimately, but it's not necessarily very necessary for you.
Okay. Actually, my question regarding to like according to market.
Hmm. Yeah. According to market, AWS also has a opening, Azure also has a opening. So yeah, so it's not like yeah, AWS has a more opening or Azure has a more opening. Both has good opportunity in the market.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank you.
though I am an Azure data engineer, I will not say that yeah, like some people say that yeah, if you are like if they are Azure in the Azure domain, they will say that yeah, Azure you learn Azure itself. I'm not saying that because everything is good if you just go and learn, right? Okay, fine. So
Yeah.
now I will proceed. If you have more questions, please wait. After this topic, I will further take up the question. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. So now, what's the next topic? What we should learn in Azure, right? So, what is the Azure Data Engineer Toolkit? What are the tools you can learn, right? So I will open the toolkit now. What are the tools which you can learn in Azure? Okay, fine. In Azure, what are the tools which you can learn in the start is when if you want to target Azure data engineer, right? So you need to learn as 1 second, guys. Please mute yourself, guys. Okay. So Azure Data Engineer Toolkit is you need to basically learn Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Lake Storage, Azure SQL DB, and Azure DevOps. Okay. These are the starter tools to learn in Azure data engineering job roles. So first you can start with Databricks or Data Factory. Then you can learn Synapse Analytics. the blob storage and SQL database are anyways like a DB, right? And then DevOps is an integration tool to save your code. Okay, so DevOps is not like you need to totally learn DevOps. It's a place where you can save your code. Okay, so push your code, push your changes, all of that will come into the DevOps, right? So these are the tools which you can learn in the starting phase. Okay, so if you want to cater the job market up to 4 or 5 years, right? If you want to show in your resume 4 or 5 years of experience, then you can learn and go ahead and learn this kind of a tools and technology. After this, you can focus on advanced technology, which is Azure Stream Analytics, MariaDB, SD Insight, PostgreSQL, CosmoDB. It's an advanced technology. Okay, but don't focus on Stream Analytics or like any sort of a different DB right now, right? In the start phase, don't focus on that right now. As a starting, you can focus on these tools and technology, which is Synapse Analytics, Data Factory, Databricks, DevOps, Data Lake. All of this technology you can focus on. Okay. Now I will tell you about each tools and technology, what you can do in tools and technology, right, on day-to-day basis. That I will tell you now. So in each of these tools and technology, what you can do is, suppose in Azure Data Factory, right? So I will just come back over here. Azure Data Factory will help you to orchestrate the whole flow end to end. It will help you to move the data. So suppose if I want to move the data from here to here, though I can upload, right? So in the drive, you can just go and upload. But when it comes to day and job, you cannot just go and upload, right? You need some sort of a tool which can do the job for you, right? So Data Factory is a tool which will help you to move the data from one place to another. Okay, it will help you do that. And also it's a no code engine. Okay, so here you don't need to write any code. You can just like learn the tool and then you can move your data from one place to another. It's a no code engine. There you don't need to write any code, right? I will show you Data Factory now if I can. So I'm opening the Data Factory UI to show you. It's a no code engine where you can just use this particular engine to move the data from one place to another. It is a tool which helps you to orchestrate the whole process. Okay. Till the time it's opening, I will also so Azure Data Factory is a like let it open, right? So then I will show you how it looks. Then Azure Data Lake is basically the place to store the data. There you can store any kind of a file, audio file, video file, image, right? CSV, JSON, XML, any kind of a file you can store in Azure Data Lake. There you can store the data, right? Azure SQL DB is nothing but a RDF, like the relational database, right? So just a normal SQL DB where you can store the data in the in the structured format, right? Azure Databricks. What is Azure Databricks? Azure Databricks is nothing but a tool where you can. So whenever the people are talking about Databricks, it is nothing but a tool to do the big data processing. Okay, using Spark. Okay. Now I have a very good slide to tell you about the Databricks. Let me open that slide. Yeah, so Databricks is an engine where you can basically you can process why Databricks is important. Databricks is important. Suppose in SQL as well you can process data, but it won't be processed parallelly, right? So suppose if there is 2 GB of a data or there is 1 TB of a data, right? So the big amount of data is there. Then if you process the data in Databricks, it will be processed in the distributed manner. So if I tell you in a very simple terms, so suppose if you have a box where you have many coins present in the box, right? Now, if I am the only one who is counting all the coin, right? I will take time. I will take probably an hour to count all the coin. But if that box is distributed among like 5 of us, right? Then the counting process will become fast. So Databricks is nothing but it divides your data in different worker node and all the worker works together to get the final outcome. Okay. So it does the distributed processing. That is why when the data size is getting increased day by day, right? Databricks helps us to process data parallelly, and Databricks also has an integration with other cloud technology. Suppose we have like AWS Databricks. We have GCP Databricks as well at the same time. Okay, we have AWS Databricks, we have GCP Databricks, right? So you can see Databricks clouds, and also you have Azure Databricks, right? So if you learn Databricks, then you can basically work with any of the cloud technology. The only change which will be there is just the integration part. Rest will be same. Now, in Databricks is built on Spark. Okay, so here you write either PySpark or Spark SQL, or you can write R, or you can write Scala. All of this language you can write in Databricks for data processing. Okay. Now the Spark guys are smart. Okay, so they basically, if you know Python, so they haven't developed a language altogether, a new language. If you know Python and if you know SQL, you can write PySpark and Spark SQL easily, right? Because if you know the language, here and there few syntax will be changes will be there, but you can easily understand that, right? So here and so Spark has different API. Okay, so Spark has different API. And it is an open source, right? So what is Spark? Apache Spark is multi-language engine for executing data engineering, data science, right? So you can do all of this over here. So suppose it has a support of many languages like SQL, Python, right? It has a support of that, right? So using Spark, you can basically write all of the language in Databricks for data processing, okay? And also at the same time, Spark is like library rich. So here you can do data science and machine learning algorithm as well, right? So it offers you the different library for ML algorithm, right? And also you can do stream processing as well in Databricks. Means what is stream processing? Every second if data is coming, that can be also processed using Databricks, right? So that can be also processed using Databricks. Now the warehousing also you can do in Databricks, which means that you can store the data, and all of this also can be done in Databricks, right? If you know already SQL, you can start with Spark SQL, gradually learn Python, PySpark. If you know PySpark, you can go and like, and sometimes you can learn Spark SQL as well, right? That also can be done. So Databricks is about that. I was showing you Data Factory, right? So this is how the Data Factory. So yeah, so let's wait for some time, guys. I will take the questions. So I will just complete this and then I will take the question. So here, suppose if I want to move the data from one place to another, I can paste my copy data activity here. I can paste my copy data activity here. And I can select my source, right? I can select my source here. What is my source? Source is my on-premise, and then sync is my cloud database, and then I can move the data. So you can create your orchestration pipeline in Data Factory. Databricks is all about Spark, okay? What is Synapse Analytics? Synapse Analytics is nothing but combination of both, okay? So in Databricks, in Synapse Analytics, you can ideally do both of them. You can create your pipeline as well. You can do Spark processing as well in Databricks. So it is kind of combination of both. So if you learn Data Factory Databricks, you can easily work with Synapse Analytics as well. So this is about Data Factory, Synapse Analytics, Databricks, all of this, right? Now, I as a data engineer, I basically work on all of these tools and technology on day-to-day manner. Okay, so I basically work on all of these tools and technology day-to-day manner. So here I, as a data engineer, I basically started with I started with a data scientist job in the beginning, and then I basically worked on, like, it has been 6, 7 years, 8 years. I am working on all of this tools and technology. I am working on Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse Analytics, PySpark, Spark SQL, right? I am working on all of these tools and technology. It has been 7 to 8 years, right? And then after, once you work on all of these tools and technology, right, you can, like, basically, I have switched multiple job in India, and also I got a job directly from India to, like, Germany, right? And then, like, you can also do the certification. Like, I will cover the certification in the end, but all in all, as a Azure data engineer, you basically work on all of these tools and technology in day-to-day manner. Okay, so Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse Analytics, all of this you work on, right? So Databricks is also a very trendy and a good skill set which you can learn, right? And yeah, so this is about tools which you can learn for becoming Azure data engineer. Now, if you have question, you can ask me now. Anybody has any question regarding the toolkit?
Yeah, I have shared.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Azure Databricks, we have 4, right? SQL and PySpark, something 4 R language, right?
Yeah.
So usually industry, which one is preferring? Mostly which one they are using?
They are using Spark SQL or PySpark. Both of the language they prefer to use. PySpark is more recommended to use compared to Spark SQL, but Spark SQL is also used across. From the performance perspective, it's not like it's not, if you write PySpark, that works faster. If you write Spark SQL, that works slower. It's not like that. From performance perspective, both language are okay. Both gives you the faster result. People prefer PySpark from the maintenance perspective. It's easy to maintain. You can write multiple function, call the function, so it's easy to maintain. But both language is widely used. Both language is preferable. And it comes from the expertise perspective as well, right? So suppose if I am a developer, yeah, I'm a SQL developer, and if I joined a company and then people say that, yeah, you write a PySpark code, so it will take some time for me to also go and develop. Sometimes somebody is saying in the call that I do have a stored procedure already written. So suppose if you are doing a data migration project, and if you have a SQL stored procedure written in your legacy system, in your SQL database, And if you want to migrate your stored procedure to cloud, you cannot like just go and convert all your stored procedure to PySpark, right? So in that case, what you need to do, you need to use Spark SQL, because your code is already written. You will not invest time in conversion of all the code. What you will do, you will take the whole code, implement the whole code in Spark SQL, and then later on, if you have time for the better maintenance, you can convert that code. So yeah, so both of the language is widely used as per the use case, but recommended language is PySpark for the better maintenance of it. You can write unit test and all of that. It gives you the advantages, and also for the better debugging, right? But it's not like, yeah, we use only this language. Both of them is widely used as compared to R or Scala, because Scala is a bit difficult to write when it comes to PySpark, Spark SQL. So as compared to, yeah, so if I just rate it, PySpark, Spark SQL, both is widely used, and then Scala and R, which I never worked on, neither I know these languages, right? So like, yeah, here and there some syntax I can write, but it's less used ideally.
Okay. Suppose if one model we are working, so
Mhm.
there can we use both, or we need to follow any one only, like Azure SQL. Any one we need to follow, or can we use both?
You can use both. So if you're working in a project, in my company, we use both. In all the company in which I have worked, uh, I use both of the language, Spark SQL, PySpark. I use both of the language because you cannot neglect on SQL. But suppose in my company we are using both of the language, but going forward we are targeting to convert all the code in PySpark. That also we are targeting. And in the previous company, they are okay with Spark SQL being in their code. So, but ideally, I haven't seen any of the company till now in which they follow only one language, because you cannot neglect on SQL. It's very difficult because SQL is widely used. Everybody knows SQL. So, yeah, in the project, you ideally use both, but there can be the preference that, yeah, this is more preferred as compared to this. There can be the preference, but both are widely used. It's not like you fix only one language, you develop only on one language.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, any other question? Somebody was raising the hand. Yeah, Atul, do you have any question, Atul?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have doubt like in the Azure Synapse and the Databricks.
Mhm.
So for the warehousing purpose, like which is better one, or like which is widely we can use?
For warehousing purpose, we use Azure Synapse. If you say about warehouse, then we use Azure Synapse for that. In Azure Synapse, we can do multiple things. What are the things we can do? First, we can make pipeline. Pipeline can be made in Azure Synapse. Pipeline means which is similar to Data Factory, similar to ADF. Also, you can run Spark code, Azure Spark code. Spark code you can learn, which is similar to Databricks. And then you can do data warehousing as well. Data warehousing as well, which can be done in Azure Synapse. So yeah, so just to answer your question, and yeah, so these are the three things which you can do. Either you can build pipeline, or you can run Spark code, or you can do data warehousing. For that as well, you can use Azure Synapse. So Synapse is being promoted as one-stop solution for everything, just like they are promoting Azure Microsoft Fabric right nowadays. So Synapse is also similar to that. Either you can do make a pipeline, run a Spark code, or do the data warehousing.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Any other question?
Hello.
Yeah.
I want to ask, like, Azure Databricks and normal Databricks both will be same, or will there be any services change?
So the way it is integrated, it's changed, right? So suppose in Azure Databricks, when I'm using Azure Databricks, I generally want to integrate with some sort of a storage, right, to get the data. So the integration part will change. Suppose if I want to get the data from Azure Data Lake, then the integration of Azure Databricks with Azure Data Lake is bit easy. When I want to integrate Azure Data Factory with Azure Data Bricks, then it is easy. So the integration part will differ, but rest is same. So just to answer your question, if you learn Databricks, right, in general, if you learn Azure Databricks, then 10 to 15% you need to just learn in a different manner the integration part of it as well. When you are switching to AWS Databricks or GCP Databricks, then the integration part of
No,
it
no,
you just need
not
to.
about cloud. I'm telling like normal Databricks. There is separate platform for Databricks, and Azure Databricks AWS is different. No? Like if I see the UI and all for normal Databricks, there are some different services.
So if you learn normal Databricks as well, you just need to learn the integration part of it from the Azure standpoint. That's all.
Okay, both will be same.
Yeah,
We
both
can
will
use
be same.
normal one.
Yeah, both will be
Data
same.
live tables and
Yeah.
all will be
Yeah,
available in both.
yeah. Delta live table will be available in both. Yes.
Okay.
So the Databricks has developed the feature of Unity Catalog, Delta Live Table, all of those, right? So it will be there in all the cloud platform which you use. It's not like you cannot integrate it. It can be done, right? Just the integration. So suppose if you want to integrate Unity Catalog in Databricks, right? So you just need to change the integration of data lake will be easy uh, in uh, in when you're using Amazon Databricks like AWS Databricks, the integration of S3 bucket will be easy. Those kind of a difference will be there, but from the feature perspective, it will be same.
Okay, and normal Databricks doesn't have any storage account like block storage and data lake, no? So they have anything like same what we have in cloud, or they
So
use
the normal data, so normal database as well, you need to anyways integrate with some sort of a cloud, which
Okay,
is like, yeah, so that you need to do anyways.
okay, okay. And for scheduling jobs and all, again we need to use any cloud, no?
No, you can use in Databricks as well. The scheduling job can be done by using Azure Work. So there is a workflow tab
So
over
storage
here.
account needs to be connected by cloud, right?
A storage account itself is a cloud. It's a
Oh, no, no.
cloud.
I'm talking about normal database.
Normal
Like
Databricks needs to be connected with some sort of a storage. It can be a storage account. It can be a SQL DB. It can be any of
okay,
the
okay.
storage. You need to connect it with the cloud, some sort of storage. And you can save the data in Databricks as well, but it's not recommended because it's not a storage medium. So you can save the data in Databricks, but it's not recommended to save the data in Databricks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, any other question?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. So when we migrate from any source to Databricks, so it is recommended that we only use Databricks for the transformation purpose, not for the storage purpose. We need another thing to store.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, you're right. So Databricks is a processing engine, not a storage medium. So we never store the data in Databricks. We always store the data in some other medium, and then we use Databricks for the processing. That's all.
so, it can be done in the Synapse, right? In the processing part. The whatever the Databricks can do, it also can be done in the Synapse
It
notebook.
can be done in Synapse as well, Synapse notebook as well. But now you can ask me, Abhishek, why Databricks is important then. Synapse, Databricks is much of a mature as compared to Synapse, right? So Databricks just offers you different features of like data science and then Unity catalog, then Delta Live table. It has many features which is not present in Synapse that makes Databricks a better tool when it comes to Synapse analytics. So because and also it is opted by AWS, it is a much of a mature tool when it comes to feature. But yes, just to answer your question, that can be done in Synapse as well, data processing part. But Databricks is recommended like it because it is a much of a mature tool, right? So yeah. So if you company, if they want to use one-stop tool for everything, then and then they have much of a less of a work from the big data processing, then they will prefer Synapse Analytics. But if they go heavy on big data processing, then they will use Databricks in that case. All right, guys. Any more question? Okay, fine. So let's move ahead. If you have question, please stop. I will take the question after some time. Okay. Okay, fine. So we have learned about the tools, right? And then I will also give you a overview about what are the projects which you can do. Okay, so suppose, like as I told you, right, there are many tools and technology, Azure Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse Analytics, and then you have like, yeah, so these are the three main tools which you can use, right? So these are the different projects which you can do. So suppose in, and also each of the project is not like totally Databricks factory project, or none of the project will be totally Databricks project, none of the project will be totally Synapse project, right? So whenever you are going for an interview, they people will ask you the question from all the tools and technology, right? So sometimes they can ask more question about Databricks, sometimes they can ask more question about Data Factory, sometimes they can ask more question about Synapse Analytics, right? But they will ask the question about everything, right? So ideally, whenever you are learning or whenever you want to switch the job, you ideally need to learn about all the tools and technology, right? Now, when it comes to Data Factory, like this is and all of these projects. So generally, the all the project as a data engineer is to prepare the data, right? So that is your job. Do the extract, transform, and load, and prepare the data, and that data will be used by data analyst or data scientist in the end. Okay? So once you prepare the data, give this data over here, then this particular data point will be used by data scientist or data engineer in the end, right? So that is what they will do. They will use this data and then utilize this data and then basically do the machine learning algorithm prediction and all of this after that, right? So either you extract the data, load the data to the Azure cloud, then you move the data to Databricks. So all of these projects are generally the data preparation or a dashboarding project. So this is the initial project or an important project which you can do, right? So I have worked in many of the projects, which is a dashboarding project, and also have worked in a project in which I need to take the data and then basically provide it to data scientists to do the further analysis. So here from Data Factory, you will try to move the data from source to the blob storage. From blob storage, you will move the data to Azure Synapse server. Then you can also do the Databricks transformation in between, then move the data to Power BI for the dashboarding, right? This is the second project, which is completely a Databricks project, right? In which you read the data from the CSV file, JSON file, CSV file, XML file in Databricks environment, write the data to Azure SQL or write the data to the Delta table, and then do the dashboarding. This is the Azure Synapse project, which is similar to both of this project, if you see about it, right? So it is basically similar project. Now, in place of Azure Synapse pipeline, yes, the pipeline is written, but here we are using data factory, right? Source to blob, source to data lake. Okay, so if you see Synapse workspace, it looks actually similar, right? So you don't need to learn it from the beginning. If you learn data factory, you can easily work with Synapse as well, right? Now, if you see over here, we are using Apache Spark to write the data to SQL, right? Here also we are doing the same. We are using Databricks to read the data and write it back, right? So here also same thing is done. So Synapse is not being learned from the beginning. Whatever knowledge you have, you can basically learn the Azure Synapse and then do it, right? So this is these are the three architecture diagram related to Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, and Azure Synapse, right? And this I teach as well, right? So this is the whole course curriculum which I basically offer, which I teach, and in which I teach about everything. I teach about Data Factory, I teach about Databricks, I teach about Synapse Analytics. This particular course I will start in July, right? So you can, if you want to register for this particular course, you can register for this course. I basically take very limited batch, like I take around like 15-20 students. I teach them, I help them, I groom them till the time they get a job, right? So I will give you the mock interview questions, and we will do all of this project. I will tell you how to write this project in your resume, right? And then cater the job market. I will give you all sort of an interview question from different company which you can use, right? And yeah, so this is about all of this architecture diagram, right? And then beside that, you have I will show you the what are the project which you can do by using Databricks. Yeah, so these are the two project which you can, this is the project which you can do in Databricks, right? So here, this is a lake house architecture in which you try to move the data from bronze layer to silver layer to gold layer using Unity catalog. So this is the lake house architecture in general, right? So this is a lake house architecture. And just to describe what is a lake house architecture, let me open a slide for you guys. Okay, that slide I'm not able to find it, but yeah, 1 second. Yeah, this is the lakehouse architecture. So in the past days, people used to use this data warehouse, right? In which the structured data using ETL move to warehouse, and then they do the BI reporting, right? And then they have a data lake in which they get the data to the data lake, do the ETL, move it to warehouse, and then do the dashboarding, right? So all of this architecture is a data lake architecture, okay? These architectures are the data lake architecture. All of these are the data lake architecture. All of these are data lake architecture. And then you have a lake house architecture in which you have the data in the data lake, and then you read the data, do all sort of a transformation using Databricks, and then do the BI reporting, data science, ML algorithm. This is a very latest architecture. Yeah, so this is the latest architecture, which is this, right? So this is a lake house architecture. So all of these projects you can ideally do, right? So this particular course I am also starting, like today only I started this course. So if you want to enroll for this particular course, you can anyways enroll for this course. Here I teach about Databricks platform in general. What is the Databricks platform? What are the different kinds of views are there? What is the external table, internal table, Git configuration, processing CSV, JSON, XML file, implementing SCD type, what is Unity catalog, right? All of the important topics I cover, and then what is a directed acyclic graph, catalyst optimizer, all of this I cover in this particular course curriculum. And here we will do two architecture diagram, right? So these are the two architecture diagram which we will do, right? So the requirement for this particular course is basically you should have a normal like a either SQL or a Python understanding, and then you can go ahead and do this course as well, right? So this particular course I have started just today. So if you want to enroll for it, you can enroll for it. I have 2-3 seats limited like left right now, so you can, if you want, you can just let me know. So these are the different the projects which you can do, right? So you can like, it's not like one tool project. You always need to integrate all the tools and technology, but that project can be a data factory SQL project, that can be a Databricks project because we use more of a Databricks there, that can be a Synapse project because you use Synapse mostly there, right? That can be a a Lakehouse project, right? Because of a different architecture. So the architecture is changing, but requirement will be one requirement that, hey, this is the Walmart, they have a on-premise data here, they want to migrate the data to the cloud and then do the dashboarding, right? So this kind of a requirement can be there, but the architecture standpoint will change here and there, and then it makes it a different project, right, in the end. Now, if you have any question with respect to the architecture or a course, right, you can ask, because this is the course which I started today, so you can still enroll for it, right? And if you want to take both of the course, that also you can do. So this particular course is only focused on Databricks. I teach only and only Databricks in this, right? And if you, the other course is mainly focused on Data Factory in general. I teach only and only about Data Factory, and then I teach about Databricks and Synapse Analytics integration part of it, right? And if you want to take both of the course, that also you can do. Now, if you have the question with respect to the architecture diagram, which I have shown, right? Any question or Databricks related question, you can ask me now. Then we will proceed to the next section.
Yeah, hi Abhishek.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, why we need Azure that can we do anything, any one tool? Like what is the main difference Azure Data Factory and Databricks? So same thing can we do in only one platform? Like Azure, suppose if I'm learning Azure Data Factory, can't I do all things in Azure Data Factory?
No,
Why
you
I need to
cannot
learn
do.
both?
Yeah. So why? Yeah, it's very good question. Why you need to learn both? Data Factory is not a processing engine. Processing, what I mean by processing? In Data Factory, uh, the data processing means data transformation cannot be done. When it comes to data transformation, what I mean by data transformation, suppose if you have 100 table, right? And if I tell you to combine all the table, do the data processing and then give this particular outcome, that cannot be done in Data Factory. It has data flows which helps you to do the data transformation, but it helps you to do very standard transformation like a join, union, very standard transformation helps you to do. Data Factory is a mostly orchestration tool. So what Data Factory helps you? So suppose if you want to move the data from one place A to place B, Data Factory can help you to do that. So suppose if I want to move my luggage from flat A to flat B, I need a vehicle to move my luggage, right? Similar to that, if I want to move the data from place A to place B, Data Factory will help me to move the data. But Data Factory will not help me to process the data, which means that if I want to combine the data by writing some sort of a SQL or a Python language, I cannot do that in Data Factory. Now you can do that in SQL storage. You can put all the data, write SQL query, do the transformation. But that is slower. In Databricks, that becomes faster, as I informed, as I discussed with you, that in Databricks you can do data processing parallelly, right? So parallelly as in it divides the data to different worker node and then data processing happens. So that is why Databricks is important from the data processing side. Data Factory is important from the orchestration side. Now you can do both of this in Synapse Analytics. That both of these things can be done in Synapse Analytics. So if you learn Synapse Analytics, you can do both of the things. Now, few of the features which is present in Databricks, such as Unity Catalog, Delta Live Table is not there in Synapse Analytics, but in Synapse Analytics you can do all the things which like building pipeline, Spark Engine, all of this you can do in Synapse Analytics. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Atul, do you have any question? Atul, do you have any question?
Yes, Abhishek, like in what extent we need to thorough knowledge of like PySpark or Python, like
It depends upon, see, you need one language to be learned. If you say that I don't want to learn SQL or if I don't want to learn Python, uh, yeah, you need to anyways learn one language, either SQL or Python. That is very necessary. Either you learn SQL or you learn Python. Now, when it comes to, like, suppose if you say that Abhishek, I already know SQL, should I learn Python as well? So it comes to like it's good if you learn it, because sooner or later you need to learn it. But suppose if you are 3 years, 2, 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience, you are showing in your resume 3, 4 years of experience, then you can manage with one language. Now, when you say that I have 7 years of experience or 5 years of experience, and you also want a good package, right? So then it's better to learn both of the language. You learn Python and SQL both. So you need to learn one language, that is very mandatory, either SQL or Python. Should you learn both of the language? That depends on your experience, how much experience you're showing. That depends on that, right? I started my career with SQL, then I gradually learned both language because my job requires me to learn both of the language. So gradually I learned that. So, but it's not mandatory that to become an Azure data engineer, the Python is very necessary. You need to learn Python. It's not like that. And it's not also necessary that if to become Azure data engineer, you need to learn SQL in any case. If you know one language very well, then you just need to use ChatGPT or here and there. Many tools are there. You can write your transformation logics. You can convert your code to other language. That's very easily doable. That can be done. But sooner or later, that needs to be learned if you're going forward with your career.
okay. And one more thing, like there is a PowerShell command line in the Synapse, right? So
Yeah.
Like how much it needed in
No,
normal projects.
it's not needed. PowerShell command is not needed. It's basically for the deployment process, and you will not work on the PowerShell script or yeah. So it's not needed. Some very rarely used.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
In my project, we are using Informatica and Azure Data Factory and Synapse Analytics dedicated SQL code. So, which is better to go with, like Azure or Informatica?
Sorry, your voice. Like I lost you in between. Can you please repeat again?
In my project, we are using Informatica and Azure. Like in Azure, we are using ADF Synapse Analytics.
So
Like
you're in
Azure
your project, you're using Data Factory, you're saying, right?
data and Informatica as well. So, which one we need to learn more? Like go with Informatica or Azure?
Azure, definitely, because Informatica is now outdated. So people
But
from the
we got a
Informatica,
good tool in Informatica like IICS. Like
sorry.
it is integrated with cloud. IICS. That's my
Uh,
idea.
so see, I have a general idea. So people from the Informatica background, many people comes to me. They are from the Informatica background and they are learning Azure. I have seen that, and I haven't seen any of my colleague who is in Azure background going and learning Informatica. That I haven't seen in my life. So when it comes,
Actually,
yeah,
in Informatica, there is Informatica Power Center. Like it is outdated version. Now there is a new version IICS. It is
yeah.
of cloud integration service where we can integrate with any cloud.
Yeah, but it's just a workaround, right? They need to sell their product, so they need to integrate and make some sort of a cloud tools. But honestly, I don't have much of an idea about the tools which you are saying, so I will not comment on that. But in general, the Azure is better, so people are moving the data from Informatica to Azure. But if you have some tool in Informatica, probably you need to anyway sooner or later learn Azure cloud, like some sort of a cloud technology as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys. What's the total cost of the training? So the total cost of the training, you can like after the class, I will also send the detail, but all the details are present in this particular site, in our Education Ellipse site. You can check out our site. Everything is present over there, like the cost, the demo recording, the course curriculum, everything is present over here. So suppose if I open the Databricks and Spark, okay, so here you can just check the course curriculum, the whole course curriculum. You can join our WhatsApp community. Probably you guys are already there. You can download our browser. You can check out the demo videos, right? So this course I am starting, right? So uh, you can let me know if you're interested to join this particular course, because I started this course today, right? And then this course I will start in 20-25 days, right? So this is the course also you can check out. And if you take both of the courses, that also you can do. So you can so each course is costing like 20,000 rupees, but if you take both of the courses, we can give you some discount. If you are willing to join, let me know. So yeah, so you must just check out all of like the course curriculum and everything over here, right? So let's move to next section, but you can go through this. I will also send the details after the class, right? You can go through it. The next section is an interesting section. Now we will talk about the salary which you can get and certification which you can do, right? In the next section. So after doing all of the course, I always recommend my students to focus on practical implementation. Okay, so don't go and learn DP 203 and do certification before. Reason being, like in certification, you learn about all the theoretical stuff. You don't learn the practical things, right? So many of the people comes to me that they have done the certification, but they don't know the practical implementation, or they are not able to clear the interview. So learn the practical implementation first, and then go ahead and do the certification after that, right? So the recommendation is do the practical implementation first, and then focus on the certification after that, right? And what are the certification you can do? You can ideally do this 6 certification, okay? And in this order, you can do all of this 6 certification. So what are the certification you can ideally do? First, you can do this DP 900, AZ 900. Both are the fundamental certification, the initial certification. In DP 900, you will basically do the data fundamental, which means data related question will come here, right? So related to warehousing, related to how to manage data, all of this will come, right? And then you can also do the AZ 900 certification, which is also fundamental certification. Now this Lakehouse fundamental certification is the certification offered by Databricks, right? So this is the certification which you can do. And it's a free certification, right? So it's just like you need to go there and then do some sort of a video training, and then you can get this badge. Then you can do data engineer associate certification after that, right? And then you can do data engineer professional certification, right? And in the end, you can do the Azure data engineer certification. This you can do in the end, okay? Because it covers everything. Now, all of these details you will also get in our Instagram channel, which I will share after the course. You can get all the details over there, and the order of it, how to do it. Okay, so AZ 900, then DP 900, then you can do associate, DP 900, and then you can do the data fundamental, then associate, then professional, and then DP 203, right? So this will be the order. In our Instagram channel, you'll get all the details. So you can do AZ 900, then DP 900, then fundamentals, Databricks fundamentals, then you can do like your associate, Databricks associate, then Databricks professional, right? And then in the end, you can do DP 203, right? So And every year you need to renew your certification. That also you need to do, because certification changes every year, right? So the topics changes every year. So every year you need to kind of renew your certification. Okay. So I basically renew my certification on like uh, yearly. I renew my certification every year, because technology also changes, right? So you need to basically upgrade yourself as per the technology. So I do that DP. I clear the DP 203 every year and try to do the certification every year to be updated with the technology. Yeah, so this is the certification. I can see the, like, yeah, so this is a certification which I have done, cleared on 17th of June, right? So yeah, so and also you can see the validity, right? It's a 1 year validity, because cloud is changing, the technology is also changing, so we need to issue the certification every year. But in the company, if you join it, they probably will offer the certification to you, and then you can do it in your company as well. That also can be done. Now, when it comes to after the certification, right? After the certification, if you want to uh, switch the job, right? You can expect. So this is like a rough slide which I have made, right? Because people from 0 to 3 years of experience are also getting more money, right? But it's a, like, from my experience, what I have noticed, this is the salary which you can expect, right? So in India, if you are going for 0 to 3 years of experience, you can expect 10 LPA kind of a job. Then if you are like going above that for 3 to 5 years of experience, you can basically expect 10 to 20 lakhs of a job. And then if you are expecting like more than 5 years of experience, if you have, then you can expect like 20 to 40 LPA kind of a job, right? Similarly in US, I have written this, so it's not 10 LPA. So here I will just need to change it. 50 to, like, suppose 70K USD. Okay, so similarly in US, if you have like 2 3 years of experience, you can expect like 50 to 70 USD job. Then similarly, like, you can expect from 3 to 5 years experience, this kind of a money, 70 to 100K of a job, right? And then more than 5 years is 100K, right? So more than 100K job you can expect. In US, like UK and Europe, you can expect like 50 to 60 USD up to 2 3 years, 3 to 5 years. More than that, 80K, more than that, right? Similarly in Dubai, right? So this is the salary which you can expect by doing the like by following it, right? And like after doing the course which I have offered, which I have shown you guys, if you do both of the courses, you can mention more than 5 years of experience. If you have done one course, then you can mention 3 4 years of experience, right? So yeah, so as per your expectation in terms of how much experience you have right now and what is your expectation in terms of salary, that is how this is how you should approach. So suppose if you have like more than 5 years of experience, and if you're expecting like more than 20 30 LPA, then I suggest you do both of the courses. If you're expecting less than 20 LPA, then you can do one course. Or if you expect only Databricks, and if you feel that data factory you can handle by your own, then you can take a Databricks course as well, right? So it depends on your expectation. It depends on what is your target, but it's not a hard number, right? It's not a hard number. It's just a random, like a number based on my experience. So sometimes people can say that Abhishek, my cousin is getting more than this, and he has 3 years of experience. It's not like valid for everyone, right? It's just like a number from my experience. Now, if you have question with respect to certification or the salary to expect, you can tell me now. Yeah, guys, any question with respect to this?
Hi, Abhishek.
Yeah.
Does Databricks also has the validity? Because DP 900 and AZ 900 does not have the validity of 1 year. So does I know that DP20 has the validity of 1 year, like that Databricks has also validity or no validity?
Databricks has a validity. I think it has a validity, but I need to check that. Yeah, it has a 2 years of validity. So if you do the Databricks Associate certification, it has 2 years of validity. And in general, whenever you do any sort of advanced certificate, it has a validity. Reason being, cloud is also getting updated every year, right? So they will not say that, yeah, you do the certification and you are, though if you are not getting updated with the technology, the certification is still valid. So all the certification will have some sort of a validity anyways, I guess. Yeah, guys, any other question? Okay. So if not, then we have covered the salary expectation, right? Yeah, so project certification tool to learn, right? What are the projects which you can do learn, right? Then what you can do is so I already share all the many job opening in our community, right? Community is a nice way to stay connected and be updated, right? So I always share everything in our community, right? So what you can do is be connected with the community, share the like if you have any sort of a job opening, you can share with me. I will post it in the community, right? So it here I basically 1 second. So in the community where you will get the learning material and the PDF, you will get you will get the interview question, and I have seen people getting the interview calls just from the community. It's a totally a free community, right? So you can just to help everyone. So here you get a job opening, people are getting a call, HR round call. So just don't take it lightly, apply it from there, right? And then you can see all this screenshot. People are getting response from the company, various company, right? And then you can also get a call. So be connected with the community, right? And then if you want to join our course, you can let me know. So I am starting this particular Databricks and Spark batch I just started today. So if you, so there is 2 to 3 seats left. I need to check it, but 2 to 3 seats left. So you can still enroll if you want to, if you are interested to enroll for it. And this particular course I will start next month. So if you are interested to join this course, you can also let me know. And yeah, so you can join this after this, right? So this is about the course. Be connected with the community, share the community with everyone, right? And then if you want to join the course, let us know, and then then we you can learn as well all of this. The only ask from you guys is please try to so I think I have covered all the topic which I wanted to cover. The session is ending bit early, and I think it's fine as well because we have limited students, and then doubts are also very less today. So yeah, so this is about the today's the workshop, right? Now, if you have any question, I'm still here to answer those questions. If not, then my only ask is, though this workshop is completely free, right? So the only ask is just try to rate us uh, in the Google. I will also send the rating link with you guys. So try to rate us in the Google, tell about the workshop, how you liked it, right? And then we will anyways try to improve it as per your feedback. And yeah, so it's just a total free workshop to make you aware about the cloud technology and our course curriculum, our offerings about it. So be connected with the community and just reach out if you want to join the course, or if you have any sort of a job opening, or if you're getting any help from the community, just let us know. So this is about the workshop, guys. Thank you so much for the joining the call. If you have any question, I'm still here to answer those questions. I have 15 minutes to answer the question. If not, then yeah, so that's all for today's class. Thank you so much for your time. See you then. Can we get real-time example? So what do you mean by real-time example, Prasad? Can you please explain?
Is there any real-time scenarios which we need to get a job or for other things?
So the architecture which I am showing you in the slide, it's actually my company's architecture. So whatever projects and whatever different architecture I am showing you, this is the architecture in my current company. This I am implementing right now. So all the architecture is actually a real-time architecture. Now, when you say that should I work in the real-time data? No, you cannot work in the real-time data. Reason being, this data bricks and all of this are so expensive that if you just purchase and work on the real-time data, your money is gone. But what you can do is you can work on the sample data. So whatever concepts are there, concepts will be same no matter if you apply it in the small data or a bigger data. The concepts will be same, right? So you can anyways try to implement few of the concepts in the big amount of data, but you cannot work on actual company data, right? It's very difficult to do that. But all of this architecture are real-time architecture. This myself, I have implemented it, and I have also worked in some sort of a mock POC, mock data, because in the development environment, you always get some sort of a mock data, and then you develop on top of it, right? So conceptually, from the concept perspective, all of this architecture are real-time architecture. I teach what I have done. I don't teach anything else beside that. But you need to practice in the sample data itself to learn the concept. You cannot work on the real-time data that that is possible, but that is expensive as well at the same time, right? So yeah, so but it's completely fine, I think so, because you always work in small data and then you try to apply those concepts in the real time, the company's data actually.
Thank you, Abhishek.
And all of these projects are a foolproof project which I implemented. I switched my job by using this project. My students switched the job by using this project. People are asking the question, they are able to answer the interview question. So it's a real-time experience itself which you will get. So don't need to worry about it. Okay, guys. If you have any question, please ask me.
Yeah, Abhishek, when the course will be started tomorrow onwards, or
Today only I started this course, but today is just the introductory class. So if you want to join from tomorrow, you can let me know. I will add you to the batch. So the course timing is 7:30 p.m. IST. I'm running this particular batch course right now, and I have like 12 students currently in the batch. So I'm looking for 2-3 students more. So if you want to, if you're waiting for to join,
sorry, Abhishek,
yeah, hello.
yeah, could you please speak louder? I am not hearing.
Yeah, so hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, so this particular course, basically I started today, and the timing is 7:30 p.m. IST. Here I will teach Databricks and data processing using Spark. Uh, Today only I started this course. There are 12-13 people right now. I'm looking for 2-3 people to join the course yet. So if you are willing to join, let me know. I will add you to the batch tomorrow. From tomorrow onwards, the cost of this particular course is 20,000 rupees. If you are willing to join, let me know.
okay.
Okay, guys, anybody has more questions, or else I will end the call now. Okay, so thank you so much for joining the call. I last ask. So anybody has any question, guys?
No, okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
so much for joining the call. Bye. See you. Thank you. Bye.